Think about the last 5 fruits and vegetables you had. Think about the last 5 meals you had. What was the focal point? I'm willing to bet it had something to do with beef, fish, pork, or maybe even some chicken. It's much harder to think about those last 5 vegetables and fruits you had. That is exactly why I'm here speaking with you today. What if I told you that by consciously focusing on incorporating more plants in your diet, you could have a tremendous impact on your food, on your body, and the health of our planet? The amount of meat we're eating every year is so bad for the environment, and it's really causing some serious damage to the health of our society. There are more and more studies coming out every single day supporting the negative impact on the meat industry and how this overconsumption is poisoning our body and the effects that it is having on the health of our planet. A couple examples. The CDC says that 1 in 10 people are getting enough fruits and vegetables. 9 are not getting enough. WHO reported in 2017, 3.9 million people died because they did not get enough fruits and vegetables. Now that's just thinking about the health aspect. I'm not going to even go into the CDC talking about 71% of Americans are overweight. 71%. Now, you look at other sides to this argument in regards to how the beef industry and how other animals are affecting our planet, and you see massive deforestation. You see toxic chemicals being put into our livestock and into the earth and causing irreplaceable damage. Every year, the temperatures going up. 2019 was one of the warmest years on record. Sea levels are rising, people are getting sicker, and the doomsday clock is just crunching down. There are people who will say that there are better ways to impact global warming and our health rather than giving up meat, and that is not what I'm asking you to do. I'm saying simply to cut down on the amount of meat you're eating and incorporate more plants into your diet. There are some ways of sustainably farming. There are ways and farmers who have found ways to raise beef with no carbon emissions. Essentially, they're creating as much positive effect as they are negatively putting out. Break even. This is incredible, but unfortunately, the mass production of beef, chicken, of pork, a lot of fish is not working this way. It's a lot of animals packed into tightly compact spaces and just kind of a speedy service to keep up with the demand Americans have for eating all of these things. Now let's talk about what would happen if we actually did make these changes. Because I'm here telling you what it has caused, but what would happen if we did, as a society, kind of rewind the clock just a little bit? The solution is very simple. Eat less meat. 1 pound of beef takes about 1,700 gallons of water. If you take into consideration the watering the grass and the creating the food just to feed the cow before it can get broken down. That's 1 pound of that cow. 1,700 gallons of water. If we were just to cut back on the amount of beef we ate or meat and incorporated more vegetables into our diet, we would see a healthier society. We would see a society who was living longer. Disease would go down. Deforestation would go down. We would see less wildfires and the rates of heat going up to sustain off. Now, it works in a few ways. Once you start making these changes, you're going to get more nutrients into your body and your body's going to adjust. But we've learned since an early spot in childhood the importance of eating green beans and how sustainable and carbon neutral animal farming are things that we are practicing and proving possible every single day. The key, though, is to make sure that we are all doing it. I'm asking you and imploring you to make small decisions with each meal you enjoy to help paint a better picture for tomorrow. It is entirely our choice. We can choose to live in a future like this, where water levels are rising, where, according to life science, by the year 2050, 25% of plants and animals will be extinct. Or we can choose to eat more plants right now, eat a little bit less beef. And if we all make that decision, as well as large corporations and other companies, and we look at other ways to impact the greenhouse gases going into the earth, we can turn this around. And we can create a healthy, sustainable, revolutionized environment for us all to live in. So please, the next time you go and have a meal or you're cooking at home, think about the impact of every single bite.